ideation or idea generation. This was the earlier topic which we were discussing. Ideation, it is a process of generating, developing, communicating new ideas. And it is a form of act of forming ideas. And then we have also seen various types of ideas. Then sources of idea generation. This also we have covered. Next topic is about methods of generating new ideas for entrepreneurs. Of course, we have seen that here there are various sources of idea generation or ideation. Even with this wide variety of sources available, still coming with a new idea for a new venture could be a little bit difficult. It might be a difficult problem. So the entrepreneur can use several methods to help in getting ideas. Some of the important methods are mentioned over here. First one is focus groups, then brainstorming, reverse brainstorming, Rawlinson brainstorming, brain writing, problem inventory analysis. So the first one is focus groups. Let's see what is this focus groups. These focus groups, it is a group of individuals who are providing information in a proper structure or in a proper format. And there will be a moderator who will be leading these people. They will be discussing about different topics and they will be even asking questions about different ideas. And it is actually a platform for discussing and that they can develop in a new topic or a new idea. So not only for idea generation, this focus groups can also be helpful for screening various ideas. Screening means eliminating ideas which are not feasible or which may not be workable. In that cases also focus groups can be used. So it is more of asking questions and then finally coming into an idea. Then another one is, second one is brainstorming. This is again a group or a teamwork. It is again a group method for obtaining new ideas and solutions. Here what happens is that the people will be giving on continuing with the discussions. They will be stimulating different ideas through their experiences and all. During this, so many different high quantity ideas will be given by the people. And there is no kind of anybody dominating or anything. In the focus groups, there is a moderator, but in brainstorming, there is no such moderator and all. But these discussions will be continuing till they get an idea or till they focus on a particular market or whatever it is, till they come to a conclusion. Brainstorming discussions will be continuing. Then there is reverse brainstorming. The process of reverse brainstorming includes identification of everything which is wrong with an idea, followed by a discussion to overcome these problems. It can be effectively used, again, used when we have so many options and we are not able to come into a conclusion in which one should be selected. So there will be so many ideas with the people. They are here in reverse brainstorming. They are trying to point out the negative things of different ideas so that it is easy to eliminate. Then there is Rawlinson brainstorming. In this brainstorming method, the group people members, that is again all these are happening in different groups. Here what happens is that the group interacts individually with the leader of the group rather than discussion in the group. Once a problem is defined, ideas are given directly to the head of the group, whoever it is, and there is very little interaction among the participants over here. This is a very good technique for untrained people, like especially when the people, sometimes you might be noticing people might be having so many ideas, but it might be difficult for them to share in a group. They might feel that my idea, how will I discuss my idea in a group? Will it be accepted or not? In such cases and all, they can directly deal with or they can directly interact with the leader of the group. That is Rawlinson brainstorming. Then brain writing. This is again a form of brainstorming itself, but it is written. The participants are writing their ideas on different cards or different forms, and this is circulated in the group. And this group usually consists of all these groups. They will not be having so many members. Hardly 6 to 7 members only will be there. This will be circulated. This whatever idea the people is having in their person is having in their mind, that will be written and it will be circulated. And each of this group member will be writing it and will be passing it, and it will be moving on in the group. There will be a leader who will be monitoring this. It is similar to brainstorming only, except that here the ideas are written. Then problem inventory analysis. In this, what happens is that again there will be, this is another method for obtaining new ideas and solutions. But however, instead of generating new ideas, a list of problems are given. It is similar to reverse brainstorming. A list of problems are given and people are asked to discuss over these problems, and when these discussions are completed, they will be understanding what should be avoided or what should be eliminated and what should be introduced in order to make a better idea. So these are just different methods. An entrepreneur can use any of these methods, and apart from that, we have also seen here different sources of idea generation. So it is completely upon the entrepreneur to discuss or to have any method. Now these are just some sources or some methods. Apart from this also, the company will be there, the company's research and development wing will be there. They will be providing ideas. Even entrepreneur will be getting ideas from their competitors, from different customers, from the groups, other groups and forums. And even when the people are sharing their ideas and experiences, they will get idea from the salespeople, because they are directly in contact with the customers. Then through trade show, then like that, so employees, so many sources are there for getting an idea. Please go through these points, all of you. So these are the different methods of generating new ideas for entrepreneurs. All these are working in groups. All these are in groups. Third one, yes, what is reverse brainstorming? So here you can see focus, all these are working in groups, as I told you. Focus groups, brainstorming, reverse brainstorming. I'll discuss what is first. I will discuss what is brainstorming once again. Then only you will understand what is reverse brainstorming. Brainstorming means when people in small groups, when they are sitting together and when they are giving their opinions, when they are giving their ideas. And this process will be continuing till they come in the final conclusion or till they get a concrete idea. That is brainstorming. Reverse brainstorming, what happens is that what they do is that they do this discussion. Of course, here also discussion only is happening. Here what happens is that it usually involves identification of different problems with an idea. If whatever is wrong with an idea, that is discussed over here, followed by different solutions to solve these problems. So here first idea is not generated, but problems are discussed in reverse brainstorming. Why it cannot be taken? What are the financial problems associated with what, from where the raw materials can be obtained? Like that, so many reverse questions will be asked in reverse brainstorming. And finally, they will understand which particular idea could be feasible and which should be eliminated. So these are the different methods of generating new ideas. Then comes project. Another topic here is project. First, you might have heard about this term again, project, but let us see what is the meaning of a project. A proposal for investment to create, expand, or develop certain facilities in order to increase the production of goods and services in a community during a certain period of time. It is a non-routine, non-repetitive, one-off undertaking, normally with a time frame, financial and technical performance goals. So project is a one-time activity. Projects every time may happen. Like a particular project will be undertaken during one particular period within a time frame. Time frame means it should be completed like within 3 months, yeah, within 6 months. That time frame will be specific Financial involvement will be there. Many times it is huge financial investment. Technical aspects are involved over here, but it is something apart from the routine activity of a company. A project is undertaken in order to maybe increase the production capacity. A project is undertaken in order to expand the company's activities, anything like that for a certain period of time. So it is a whole complex of activities involved using different resources to gain benefit for the company. You might have heard about maybe a new plant is being set up or a new production unit is being set up. All these are not happening every time. All these are not routine activities. These are non-routine activities. Maybe purchasing a new software or maybe purchasing some more new equipments. All these will be coming under project which is done, which are non-repetitive, which are one-off undertaking, but which will definitely involve time frame, financial and technical performance goals. Then what are the different features of a project? A project involves money or money's worth. Definitely it is including financial aspect. It has fixed set of objectives like when it will be started, where it will be started, who will be the leader. Leader means who will be heading the team. Normally project leader भी बोलते हैं या TL बोलते हैं, team leader बोलते हैं. It has a definite beginning and end. It will be starting, and unless it is complete, it will be ending also properly. And a project requires teamwork. There are time and financial constraints involved over here. Risk and uncertainty definitely is associated with every project. There can be instances when even after starting a project, there are chances that it may not be successfully completed because of various reasons. So risk and uncertainty is associated with every project. Here also the objective is to earn profit, and a project is a combination of various elements like technology, equipment, materials, machinery, people, everything. A project it cannot be done without the support of the people. It requires sophisticated technology, equipments, materials and all, because it is something to be done very properly, because so much of investment will be there over here. As I told you, it is a one-time activity. It is not a routine activity every time. It is not like that every year the company is starting a plant. Every year the company is bringing new equipments over here. Every year the company is thinking of buying a new warehouse. It is not like that. It is normally a one-time activity, but different. It could be in different areas. So this project, it is the responsibility of the company to see that, to ensure that the projects are completed on time. Project should be completed on time. It requires teamwork. We can see the features once again. It involves money or money's worth. What is money's worth? Money's worth means it might be acquiring new plant or anything which is involving some kind of infrastructural investment as well. It has fixed set of objectives. It starts and ends properly. It is ends properly means it is the time frame will be given. It requires teamwork. There are time and financial constraints. Risk and uncertainty is involved over here. The objective is to earn profit, and it involves various elements like, or it's a combination of various elements like technology, equipment, materials, machine, people, etc. Now, another topic here is ideas or project identification. Ideas or project identification. Again, similar to idea generation, we also need a idea for a project many times. Of course, it is fully dependent on the company where the company should invest. So this idea or project identification, it is concerned with the collection, compilation. Compilation means bringing together, compile karna. Compilation and analysis of various data for the eventual purpose of locating, or we can say identifying possible opportunities for investment. Now, how do we select a project? Sometimes the company will understand that we are lacking in this particular area. The production is going very smoothly, but we don't have enough space for storing the goods. So they can think of investing in a warehouse project. Sometimes they are having everything properly. Sometimes they are feeling that we need our own fleet. Fleet means, anybody, what is the meaning of a fleet? Fleet means vehicles. They need their own vehicles for moving the goods from the company to the market. So that is all different areas where they can invest. So project identification means locating possible opportunities for investment. And this can be done only by collecting, compiling, and analyzing various data. Now, there are different opportunities for the company. Like some opportunities will be helping the decision maker to utilize the resources in a better way without involving a change in the type of the business. Sometimes they can, that is, they need not change anything in the business, but still they can invest in various areas. That is additive opportunity. Some they are adding something. Then there is complementary opportunities, like where they can introduce something new itself and invest in that. Then there is breakthrough opportunities where everything will be changed. The entire structure of the company will be changed. So like that, various opportunities will be there in a company for identifying a project idea. But one thing is very important to be noted. Each and every opportunity will be coming along with certain element of risk. Be it any type of opportunity, some element of risk will be there. And when the element of risk is increasing, it is very important to understand that the scope of the project also is very much important. The type of the project which we are undertaking will be very much important. So we should see that the resources are not wasted over here. Resources are properly utilized so that gains can be maximized. So we should also, now before going for final project identification, we should also understand the different characteristics of a project. Sometimes these projects will be having different impact. Like it might create a societal impact also. Suppose we need to, the one suppose just imagine the project of a company is to set up a waste management unit. Waste management unit in another 3 months or in another 6 months. Now for setting up of that waste management unit, there can be chances that the local people may be against it. So whenever we are thinking about a project for a company, we should also see the societal cost and benefit, the input, the output, everything should be properly analyzed. Now input, like it could be the cost involved over here, the raw materials, if in case if it is required, energy, manpower, and output will be what is the benefit of having this project. That is the output. Then along with that, the societal cost and benefit also should be analyzed. So before starting any project, because as we know, projects involve huge investment, it is time bound, financial constraints will be there, there are risk elements involved over here. So it's very much important to understand, or very much important to conduct a feasibility study before starting a project. For this, different types of studies are conducted. Like we can say, commonly we can say that two different types of studies are conducted. Like first one is known as desk research. It means simply going through different articles, different journals, different magazines and all, and identifying the ideas and understanding the ideas. Then there is survey. Surveys are also conducted, like it is just like an investigation conducted by a team of expert for understanding whether this particular project can be feasible or not. So in different ways we can collect and compile and analyze the data before starting a project. Now different techniques here, we will see the techniques of project identification. How do we do it? First, initiate the process through employment and income generation. Like we can say sorry, just a second. Yeah, this particular slide also explains the importance of having a project. What are the benefits of having a project? Of course, it will bring profit to the company. Apart from that, it also helps in employment generation for the people over there, and also income generation. They become agents of economic development, and project whatever we are entering into, it cannot be easily reversed because we are investing a lot in the projects, and we cannot easily say that no, after reaching a particular stage, after starting a project and in midway we cannot leave it behind. So it cannot be easily reversed. So whatever be the commitment, it should be carried forward. It usually involves substantial financial outlay. Then it also helps to provide the future pattern of activities and services of the enterprise. It will help in developing basic infrastructure, and they also have beneficial consequences which are long term in the future. So whenever we are talking about a project, these projects are not something which is limited for a particular period, which are not short term, because we are investing a lot of time over here. We have already seen a project is a combination of materials, men, machine, everything. So it is, we are investing a lot of resources over here. So because of these things, it should have beneficial consequences which are long term in nature. Then only there is any meaning in undertaking any project for a company. So these are the you can see over here the importance: helps in employment generation, income generation, agents of economic development, helping in improving the basic infrastructure in that particular area, then even protecting the environment through their activities. These projects cannot be easily reversed. Easily reversed means it cannot be stopped midway, or it cannot be restarted again. Restarting a project again will be, again it will be more involving more and more cost. You start a project and due to any reason you are not able to complete it, maybe after 2 to 3 years you are again thinking of that project. By the time the cost might have been doubled. So these projects cannot be easily reversed. It definitely involves substantial financial outlay, and it provides a framework for future activities of the company as well. In future, where all the company should invest, all these things we can understand with the help of project identification. So once again, we will see what is this project. Project means a proposal for investment, which may be to create something new, maybe to expand the current company, or it could be even improving or increasing the current production of goods or services, but it is done during a certain period of time. It is not a routine activity. It is a non-routine, non-repetitive, one-off activity, one-off undertaking, normally with a time frame, financial and technical performance goals. Then we have seen the features of a project and importance of a project.